Hi, friends. Welcome to this yoga flow. This is going to be my own personal practice, so whatever my body is really asking for today, and I invite you to listen to your body as well. And if I'm putting us into a posture or cueing a variation that doesn't feel good for you today, then don't be afraid to step outside of that posture and do what your body is really asking for. And with that, I want to use this flow as a way to really get out of the head, get out of our anxiety, our emotions, all of the thoughts that really can be all consuming at times. And when those thoughts or emotions get really consuming, it can be really hard to tune into what the body needs. So I want to start with some breath work as a way to get out of the mind, get into the body, and focus on what it's really craving today. So we'll get started at the back of our mats. We're going to stay in this seated posture, sitting up on our heels, but if that's not feeling good for you, of course, listen to what you need. Maybe you want your glutes on the mat, maybe you want to be in easy seat, maybe you want a bolster between your legs for some support. Find what you need. And of course, if you have a block, I would recommend just having one block near the mat for this practice. And we will get started with one hand on our heart and the other hand on our belly. And begin to deepen the breath, bringing the breath into these areas. Really feel the belly and the chest rise on our inhales. And feel them go inward on our exhales. Using our breath as a reminder that wherever our thoughts are at, however we're feeling in this moment, it's okay. It is okay to tune into the breath. It's okay to tune out of those thoughts and emotions and bring our focus onto the mat. Continuing to breathe into our hands. Continuing to deepen our inhales and our exhales. Find a few more rounds of breath here. Good. Let's bring our hands by our hips. Inhale, circle the arms up, gaze follows. Exhale, bring those hands down to heart center. Let's find a few rounds of circles like this. So inhale, arms come down by your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms touch down to heart center. Again, inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. With palms together, inhale, reach them up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's begin to find circles. So in either direction, ears are between the arms, and we're just finding that circular motion through the torso. Let's reverse those circles. Good. We'll find some stillness. Let's keep the fingers interlaced and flip the palms up towards the ceiling. So now we're getting a finger stretch as well as getting a bit more into the shoulders here. Breathe here. Good. On your exhale, flip your palms towards you. Begin to arch through the spine. We're finding a cat-like position. Good. On your next exhale, release those hands down to your thighs. Let's begin to find the neck rolls here in either direction. Really breathing into areas of the neck that are feeling extra tight. Good. Let's reverse those circles. Good. We'll find some stillness. Let's come into tabletop position. Finding our shoulders on top of our wrist, hips on top of the knees. Let's inhale, dip the belly, lift the gaze for a cow tilt. Exhale, draw the mat away. Find breath with movement, going at your pace. Now, if it feels good, we can exaggerate these by, on our inhales, bring your shoulders over your wrist. On your exhale, dip your hips back over your heels. Inhale. Draw forward. Exhale, dip back. Good. Finding one more round here. Come back into that neutral spine. Let's tuck under the toes. Lift the knees to a hover. Just feel your core begin to engage here. Staying with your breath. On your next exhale, extend the hips up towards the ceiling. Lengthening through the legs. We're in downward facing dog here. Let's walk out through the heels. Finding what we need here, maybe looking under opposite armpit and rocking through the hips a little bit. Good. Good. Finding some stillness. We're going to come into some downward facing dog rolls. I kind of like to call them the worm because I feel like that's what we look like when we do this. On your inhale, rise to your heels, to your toes, and roll your shoulders over into a plank position. On your exhale, bend through the knees, reach the hips to the back of the mat, rise them up to the ceiling for downward facing dog. Inhale, we roll forward into plank. Exhale, we rise downward facing dog. Find a few rounds of this, really connecting your breath with each motion here. Good. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Let's stay planted through the left foot. Inhale, reach your right heel towards the ceiling for three-legged dog. Take a breath here. Exhale, bend through that right knee. Open the right knee up towards the ceiling. Opening out through those hips. Good. On your next inhale, draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Good. On your inhale, extend the right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch in. Then step your right foot between your hands. Keep that back foot tucked and your left knee is lifted off the mat. On your inhale, rise up into our high lunge or crescent lunge. So we're kind of getting right into it today. So breathe here. Good. On your next exhale, open out warrior two, gazing over the front fingertips. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reach back for graceful warrior. Breathing through the right side body. Good. On your exhale, let's cartwheel those hands forward until the right forearm meets the right knee. Reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, extended side angle. Find your breath and you can reach the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. Good. On your next exhale, let's plant that left hand to the inside of the right foot. Pivot on the back toes. Inhale, reach right fingers up towards the ceiling for easy twist. On your next exhale, plant the right hand down to the mat, framing out the front foot. Step your right foot back. Exhale, find your chaturanga. It can be knees down, knees lifted. Inhale, we open up through the heart space. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Good. Keep your right toes planted. Inhale, lift the left heel up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog. Find your breath. Exhale, bend through that left knee. Left knees reaching for the ceiling. We're opening up through the hips. Good. On your next exhale, let's draw the left knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left knee to elbow. Then we step the left foot between the hands. Keep the back foot tucked. Inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. On your next exhale, let's open out warrior two. Find your breath. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, radiate back, graceful warrior. On your next exhale, we find that extended side angle. Right hand is reaching up. We can reach the right hand towards the top of the mat. Exhale, bring the right hand to the inside of the left foot. Tuck under those back toes. Reach left fingertips up for easy twist. Staying with your breath as we flow here. On your next exhale, plant the left hand down to the mat. Step your left foot back. Plank. Exhale into your chaturanga. Inhale, opening through the heart space. Exhale, downward facing dog. Notice how the legs feel, how the body's starting to feel as we ignite some heat, some energy. On your inhale, look towards your hand, bend through the knees generously, walk your feet up to meet your hands for a forward fold, top of the mat. Let your head hang here. We can find opposite elbows and find ragdoll if we want to sway side to side. Can move the head in either direction. release the hands back down to the mat. On your inhale, slowly rise up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling shoulders back once we reach the top of the mat, Tadasana. Reconnect with the breath here. Deep inhale. Deeper exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Good. With your eyes open, on your inhale, circle your arms up towards the ceiling. Gaze follows. Exhale, swan dive forward, fingertips meet the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway flat back. Exhale, palms meet the mat. We step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open up through the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's keep left toes planted. Inhale, reach the right heel up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend through that right knee, open out through that hip. Then if it's accessible for you, step the right foot back, opening up into wild thing. Hips rise here. Opening the heart space up towards the ceiling. Good. On your next exhale, let's lower the hips down to the earth. Good. Let's draw that right knee in towards us. Place the right hand behind us. Inhale, reach left fingertips up. Exhale, find a twist over to the right. Breathing here. Beautiful. On your next exhale, let's twist all the way back around. Place the left hand towards the top of the mat. We're going to rise back up, wild thing. Exhale, we're going to bring that right hand back down. We come into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Keep your right toes planted. Inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, open out through that hip. Step the left foot behind you for wild thing. Lifting your hips, lifting your heart space. On your next exhale, slowly lower the hips back down. Bring that left knee towards you. Left hand come behind the body. Inhale, reach right fingertips up. Exhale, we twist over to the left. Finding our breath. Good. On your next exhale, let's twist back around. Right hand plants. Inhale, we reach the hips back up. Wild thing. Exhale, we transition back into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, opening up through the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Good. On your next inhale, look towards your hands, bend through the knees. Hop or step your feet towards the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we slowly rise up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling shoulders back when we land in Tadasana. Good. Let's inch those feet apart so that they're on an angle on either edge of our mat. You can use your block for this to put underneath of your hips. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Exhale, begin to bend through the knees, bringing our hips down to the mat for Malasana here. Using our elbows to draw those knees open and finding a straight spine here. Notice where your mind is at, where are your emotions at, reminding yourself we're right here on our mat, and that's okay. That is enough. Good. On your next exhale, let's bring our hips down to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide for butterfly pose. Drawing our feet towards us. Inhale, open up through the heart space. Exhale, bring your belly towards those feet. Use your elbows to draw the knees wide. So breathing through the inner thighs here. On your next inhale, let's rise back up. Let's draw the feet away, still in that butterfly pose. Inhale, we lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we round through the spine, drawing the forehead towards the feet. They don't need to be anywhere close. We just want to really find that rounding through each vertebrae. And just rest here for a few breaths. On your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Let's extend the legs out long for staff pose. Toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach fingertips up. Exhale, reach for those toes for a forward fold. You can find a generous bend through the knees if you need. On your next inhale, let's slowly rise back up. Good. Let's bend through those knees. Soles of the feet meet the mat. We might need to scoot ourselves up a little bit. And bring a block to the back of the mat if you have one. Extend arms by your knees. Exhale, slowly roll your spine onto the mat, letting your shoulders and head meet the mat last. Good. Let's walk our heels in towards our glutes. Knees are hip-width apart here, palms by our hips for support. Inhale, press through the feet and the hands, lifting your hips up into bridge pose. So option to stay inactive, or you can place that block underneath of your low back for support. If we're in our active version here, I invite you to interlace your hands behind your back as you tuck those shoulders underneath of you. Breathing through this heart space. Good. On your exhale, release those hands if you have them, or the block from your low back. And we will slowly roll our hips back down to the earth. Good. Let's tuck those knees in towards our chest. Inhale, extend through those legs for our inversion. So we can stay right here with our hips on the mat, or you can place a block underneath of your low your low back for support. You can come into a shoulder stand, which is where I'm going to go today. Just breathe here with your legs up in the air, letting the blood flow in the opposite direction. Finding movement if that feels good, or just holding in stillness. On your next exhale, slowly allowing yourself to roll back down to the earth, maybe coming into plow if you're in shoulder stand. And then ear pressure pose. And then rolling all the way down to the earth. Good. Let's bring our arms out to a T or cactus if you don't have room. I want to find cactus today. Let's inhale, draw the knees in towards our chest. And I invite you to cross one knee over the other if that feels good, or you can just keep the knees stacked as we come into our supine twist, letting the knees fall over to the left, gazing over to the right. You can use that left hand for support on those knees. Just find your breath here. Good. On your next inhale, rising the knees back through center and switching the crossing of the knees if you took that on the opposite side. On the exhale, let the knees fall over to the right, gaze over your left shoulder. On your next inhale, slowly rise the knees back through center. Let's uncross those knees if you have them crossed. Keeping the knees tucked in, let's bring our hands to the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, rise the feet up towards the ceiling. Let the knees come out wide for happy baby. You can rock or hold in stillness. Good. On your next inhale, let's let the knees come in together. Wrap your arms around your shins, drawing the knees in towards you, giving yourself a tight squeeze, maybe lifting nose to knees. On your exhale, releasing everything down to the mat, coming into the final and most important posture of any yoga class, Shavasana. So really letting yourself take up space here and finding the posture that's feeling most comfortable for you. And really allow the practice to settle in the body. Nothing to do here, nowhere to be, nothing to think about. No right or wrong way to do this. Just be with where you're at in this moment. And I'll leave us here for a few breaths. Gently begin to deepen the breath. Reconnecting with the body. Creating some small movements. Whenever you're feeling ready, just rolling onto one side of your body, holding in a fetal pose for a moment, just drawing your knees towards your belly, feeling the safety of this posture of being on your mat. On your next inhale, gently rising yourself back up into an easy seated posture. You can keep your eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Rolling shoulder blades up and back once we reach the top of the mat. Taking a moment, how do we feel? And however we feel is okay. And using the flow, using the practice as time to notice where our thoughts are at and where they are interfering with that connection with our body. Reminding ourselves that it's okay to let go of the thoughts that aren't serving us. The thoughts that don't make us feel good inside. The thoughts that hinder us from living our best days, our best moments. clearing up some space to notice what the body needs, the body's asking for, whether that's movement, whether that's rest, and it's different day to day. So I hope that you got what you needed out of this practice. I thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Namaste.